online platforms that tell the truth, that give you facts without an opinion, and channels like Vox that are backed by big corporate money via NBC Universal are trying to take down independent creators because it's not lying. And I think that's a dangerous thing. I know you don't know much, but I want to know what you think. If free speech might not be under any threat via the legal sense, but I think it's under threat by corporate sense, where corporations and people with money are trying to silence the little guy.
Yeah, but he blackballed him for making a comment because now that's how you get paid, by advertisement, by sponsors in your page. And then if you make a comment like that, now he's making these people that are under, at the advertising or whatever, like make it seem like if they back up whatever comments he made, about the topic or the situation, and obviously that's not the case. This is a big platform. They're making money because so many eyes are on this man's page that they follow him. They see these advertisements, they click on it, they check it out later, and then they make money. So it's a two-way street. You know what I mean? Yeah. They paying this guy for advertisement, and then the advertisers, they're getting paid because people are. It's word of mouth. That's the thing. Yeah. So I don't think that it will back out, but I think that there will be a lot of companies that will be fearful of that, and maybe they'll lose a few sponsors or advertisers. But the big ballers, they got enough money where they don't care, because at the end of the day, it's about the money.
I mean, it's already bad enough, right, that certain content on YouTube gets demonetized because of keywords and AI and algorithms that I think every platform gets handled with, right?
Yeah.
Where if Will Smith, he doesn't do this, but if Will Smith decided to say F Donald Trump, just because the word Trump is in it, his video would be demonetized because Donald Trump is a sensitive word for a lot of people. Like all of a sudden he has, because he's giving an opinion, he gets demonetized because he makes money. Yet a girl with a fat ass can spread her ass open on Instagram and get paid thousands of dollars and have 10 million followers because it's okay. So it's okay to advertise sex, but not ideas.
I mean, that's how it's been, bro, for a long time. I mean, it's.
I'm not hating against you ladies to show your feet and ass. I'm not, but I'm just saying.
Your what? Your feet?
Bro. Oh, bro. Trust me.
What are you talking about,
bro? There are women.
What are you talking about?
There are women online that have suckers.
Suckers?
Suckers. Not suckers. Suckers. Like Booker T. Sucker.
Oh, I got you. Suckers.
They got suckers that are paying them via Cash App, PayPal, Venmo for pictures of their feet.
Yeah, that's some creep stuff.
Bruh.
I mean, feet are important, my guy, but I'm not gonna.
I mean, I love me some pretty feet, but I ain't paying for no pretty feet. Unless it's for my wife, I ain't paying for pretty feet. And what I mean by paying is I'm paying her to go get a pedicure.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you got some throwing up gang signs on your toes, I mean,
bruh.
I mean, nobody wants to look at that, but you know what I mean? That's my point, but I don't know, bro.
I mean, I think you agree, and tell me if you don't. It's free speech has to be protected at all costs.
I mean, anything in the Constitution, I'm not anything. I know what I will say. Anything in the Constitution, it was put there by the blood, sweat, literally, and tears, literally, of men that had died for this country. And that Constitution is what made this country great. Protecting free speech, trust me, there's a lot of countries, even in Canada, there's certain things that you can't do in the internet.
You can't say.
You can't even freaking, bro. I used to sell product to Canadian customers, and these guys are so sensitive that if you was to call more than once a week, like, they'll, like, tell you to go kick rocks in the nicest way possible. Like, they're so sensitive to certain things. Like, you can't, like, email somebody unless they told you to. And if they didn't tell you to, then you can't. And if they get an email, they could report you, and that you can get, you can get a fine from the government for emailing somebody without their permission. Yeah, it's like, so imagine that.
Stupid.
I mean, I know that got nothing to do with freedom of speech, but that's my point. I mean, that's a ripple effect that can cause other things.
Yeah, I mean, like, I get it. There's already lines in this country of what is free speech and what is not free speech.
Yeah.
And the line is calls to action. You cannot yell "fire movie theater" because that is a call to action to exit the building and potentially injure somebody.
Right.
Right? Just like you can't go and say, I want to kill X or Y person, or kill X or Y person, or throw X or Y person into whatever. That is wrong. You can say all the nasty things you want about somebody, but you cannot threaten their lives. You cannot call for their life to be threatened, or even things to be done onto that person or thing or organization. That's the line. It's very well stated in this country, right? Even people like to say, oh, at least in Texas, right? We're a single party consent state, which means police officer or not, I can record you as much as I want. You don't need to give me your consent. As long as I consent to recording you, we're good to go.
Florida's like that as well.
Yeah. So that's kind of one of those things that's kind of protected here in Texas. Single consent. Unlike California, you need dual consent. You need to. That's why anything about people's faces and stuff. Here in Texas, no, homie. Single consent. You don't have to consent to be on TV. You don't have to consent to being on camera. You want to record a police officer? Go right ahead.
That's another freaking thing I hate about California. They got so many damn laws and stipulations that, it's literally the Texas feel. You know how Texas is a standalone state and certain things politically. Like, so is California, bro.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that you're like, dude, am I living like in a different country with all these laws?
Bro, there's 3 countries in the United States.
Paper straws? Like, if you have a plastic straw?
There are 3 countries in the United States.
Yeah.
Miami's a country.
Yeah.
We all know we go there, you might as well speak Spanish.
Yeah.
You got Texas as its own country. Then you got California and the rest of the world. Like, I was talking to somebody at work today, and she's taking a trip out to North Carolina with her fiance. And I'm like, oh, so you're leaving the country? I'm not leaving the country. We're going to North Carolina. No. You're leaving Texas. You're leaving the country.
Yeah.
You're leaving the republic, man.
Yeah.
You're leaving the republic.
The final frontier.
The final frontier.
That's right.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I was listening to the news today, and a lot of this stuff with attacks on speech and people policing what you say and both sides going up against each other is like, to me, the internet is the last and final straw of, if it's not protected and the things that you say, we're really going to lose this country.
Internet's the final frontier.
Until we go into space.
That's right. We're gonna
Back to space.
We're going to live in Mars. Bro, I wanted to talk to you about something really quick, really fast. So, kind of talking about blackballing and all that. Not really blackballing, just kind of talking about political stuff and government stuff and losing investments and endorsements. So yesterday, Kyle Lowry, he went to go dive for the basketball. He dove into the stands where the fans are. He dove into a co-owner.
Okay.
During that exact moment, he was a co-owner. The guy pushed him off, kind of rough. He pushed off the basketball player, being a co-owner of the Golden State Warriors.
Okay.
Or part owner, I should say. Pushed him off. Kyle Lowry was like, yo, are you serious right now? Like, I went to go dive for the ball. I know I fell on top of you a little bit, and you pushed me off. You're not allowed to do that. If you're a fan, you can't do that, right? You can't touch the basketball players. You can't push him off, like, get off me after he just finished. What if he would have tripped and fell, injured himself because of your stupidity? You're an older man. Golden State, after the big debacle yesterday, Golden State this morning decided to ban that man for 1 year. And he's and now they, on the news station, they calling him an investor instead of a part owner. You invest money, obviously, in a big franchise like that. Now you're considered a part owner, right? But they didn't even want to say the word part owner. They wanted to say investor. Has been banned from 1 year.
Well, I mean, let's be real. First of all, just because you're part owner, investor, shareholder, right?
Okay. Right.
Which makes you part owner, right?
Right.
Does not mean you're the owner. Does not mean you have controlling interest. Which means, like the guy from Napster and Facebook, yeah, he's getting paid. but he has no say in what happens inside of those walls. No say. And I agree with them. You touch one of the players, you touch one of the talent, bro, you're lucky it wasn't pro wrestling. That would have whooped your ass.
Well, and that was part of the comments that Mike Lawyer was saying. He was like, they asked him, they were like, that could have gone the other way, and I would have lost my job. That would have been bad news for me. But he's like, but I love my family too much. I love my kid too much, and I'm a bigger person than that man. And here's another deal. Draymond Green made a comment, and you know how he is.
Yeah, Draymond Green's wild.
He's wild. What he said was he loved the way that Kyle Lowry handled himself, and then that guy should be that is not part of Golden State's culture, or they do not endorse anything like this. So basically, he was on his side, and I would have imagined him saying, he was just being a little B, you know what I mean? Like, he was just being...
Bro,
he backed him up. Not surprising.
Draymond Green, for as tough of a player that he is, I think he's an old school type of player. Mm-hmm. Bro, he's a stand-up guy. Say what you want. He is a stand-up guy outside of the court. He says some wild-ass shit. He'll blow in people's ears. He'll do everything. But, in my opinion, bro, that dude will stand up for his teammates, and I think he did the right thing, personally. So
yeah, that was pretty cool. But yeah, man, I just want to share with you really quick, since we were talking about
for sure
controversial topics here. But
so we're moving on. We're going into some current events, Florida man stories, and all this good stuff. So you told me about a local DFW story you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, man, it was really sad. K104 this morning for kind of sharing the news. So last week, obviously, school's out, right? There was a bunch of graduations that went on naturally. There was this kid from, if I'm not mistaken, DeSoto.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say his name or not.
Let's leave the kid's name out.
Yeah, we're not going to say his name.
For the families.
Yeah, we're not going to say his. A 17-year-old boy that just finished graduating last year, he was shot to death earlier this week. While he was sitting on the passenger seat of his friend's car by a kid that allegedly him and this other kid have been having several altercations during the year. They've gotten into fights. One of their fights have even gotten viral.
Wow.
Comments were made about the kid that lost, which is not the kid that died. And then the guy that, he came up to him, and then the final words that were said before he shot the kid was, "Now what?" and pulled the trigger on him a few times and killed the man while he was in the passenger seat. That's 17 years old, bro.
Now,
life is gone. Just finished graduating.
DeSoto, and not that it matters, because it really doesn't. I'm assuming these were African American.
Yes.
Yes. This is the debate that bothers me in this country, and it's not gun violence. I don't think that's the issue. I think it's beyond that. I think it's not only black on black, Hispanic on Hispanic, white on white, American against American. I think it's beyond that. Two young men that I'm almost willing to bet did not have a father figure in the home. Now, I don't know the details, so I'm just speculating. Right. I'm speculating, right? That did not have a father figure in the home. We know the DeSoto area here in Dallas. I mean, it's not the most well off.
Yeah, I mean, it has nice parts and it has its really rough parts.
Yeah, and it's just another tragedy, man. It's a tragedy, and it's something that I hate to see, man. Like young kids with
two kids lost their lives, essentially.
That's
one literally and one figured. It's gonna be put away.
Put away for a long time. And when you go to prison, you become a better criminal. It's university.
Yeah.
You go in there, you come out, and you do it better than before. Dude, it makes me sad, dude, because it's two young kids. It's a tragedy, dude. Like, it makes me think of all the shit that we went through when we were their age.
Yeah. But I went through a very similar situation myself.
And it sucks, man. I mean, the mom, their parents, on both sides.
Oh,
they
devastated.
have to be, like...
Devastated.
Oh, fuck.
You know what it is? A thought of not only that my son is dead, right? I don't know what's worse, that my son is dead or that my son killed another guy.
I don't know.
That's tough, bro. And you know what? My condolences to the family of the child that was murdered.
And my prayers to the family of the.
Yeah. May
the